So I got confused there. Good morning. Welcome to our devotional study on the bait of Satan. Today is day 7. Day 7 in our study. We're moving right along. And our subject for today, the topic is when rejected by a father. When rejected by a father. This is kind of heavy, right? When rejected by a father. And the scripture that we're looking at is in Malachi, the 4th chapter and the 6th verse, and it says, "And he," meaning God, "will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers, lest I come and strike the earth with a curse." He will turn the hearts of the fathers to the children, and the hearts of the children to their fathers. We are reading chapter 4 today, and we are stopping at the heading, "Who will avenge me?" Who will avenge me, from chapter 4. So it begins, the devotional begins by saying, it's one thing to experience rejection and malice from a brother, right? We saw that yesterday when we talked about Joseph and his brothers and how they betrayed him to the point of selling him into slavery. But it says, but it is entirely different to experience rejection and malice from a father. And when they're speaking about fathers, they're talking about not only biological fathers, but also leaders, any leader that God puts over us. These are the people that we are expecting that they will, and trusting that they will love and train and nurture and care for us, right? That's what that is happening there. What we're talking about, fathers. And it says here, circle any who have rejected or hurt you. And they give a list of some father-type figures. They talk about a biological father, a stepfather, a pastor, church staff, an elder, a deacon, a boss, a teacher, a leader, or a close friend who fathered you. Or you can choose something else. And it asks you to circle any of those people in those categories who may have rejected or hurt you. And the biblical example that they use in chapter 4 speaks to the relationship between Saul and David, and how David was looking to Saul to be a father figure, the one who was going to mentor him, the one who was going to ambassador him into his calling to be the next king. And that was what his expectation was. And Saul was good with that until David surpassed him. And when David surpassed him, he became offended and sought to end the boy's life. He's going to kill him. And so we see David on the run from the man that he thought was going to father him. And yet, when the opportunity came for him to be disloyal, when the opportunity came for him to show harm to Saul, he did not, right? And we see that in the word where he was in a cave and Saul had taken off his cloak, and David cut off a piece of it just to show him, see, I had the opportunity. I could have got you. But that's not where my heart is. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm not trying to betray you. My heart is pure towards you. And yet Saul still was unable to see it. But we don't see David becoming offended in that situation. And that's difficult. So the question is there a father in your life, or a leader, or someone in that position of being someone over you, who is suspicious of you? If so, what response does God require of you? And as I am a leader at my job here and raising up teens, or even as you're a parent and you're raising up your children, at some point your children's knowledge, your children, the goal is that they would surpass you, right? But everybody's not able to handle that. The goal is that I will raise up team members so that when I am able finally to retire, I can turn it over knowing that they won't be able to miss a beat. But that's not where everyone's heart is. Some people are not able to tolerate someone else being better than them, the person underneath them. They always wanted to be the one over them. And so then we see them doing destructive things to the person that's under them, and that's where those offenses and those traumas come from, right? So in this lesson, we're learning that when someone attacks us or someone rejects us, we have an opportunity to make a choice. Do we take offense? Do we fight back? David protected himself. He was on the run, and he protected himself. But he did not do anything to harm Saul. In fact, he was trying to recapture the love that was lost between them. Today, it asks us to write a prayer, asking God to work in the lives of our father figures and to enable us to pray for them and forgive their faults, to work in the hearts of those who are fathers figures over us, leaders over us, and to enable us to both pray for them and forgive their faults, not take the bait of offense and walk in dishonor or allow a bitter root to rise up in us. All right, this is a kind of heavy lesson today, but we are up for the challenge, right? I appreciate you stopping by. Looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow. Take care.